whales are endangered in Australian waters and are especially vulnerable to climate change. New South Wales is not a primary feeding or breeding area for blue whales, but it plays a critical role as a migratory corridor. These waters link southern feeding grounds with breeding areas further north, and even though whales only pass through, the energy that they gain or lose here can determine whether their migration is successful. These conditions replace the cold water upwellings that support krill, reducing prey availability and effectively creating a food desert along the migration route. For migrating whales, even small declines in krill can have major impacts. With less food available, whales may be forced to travel further south, increasing energy costs and ultimately reducing reproductive success. Climate change is now disrupting this corridor. Blue whales depend on dense krill aggregations to meet their extreme energy needs. However, the East Australian current has intensified and shifted south, bringing warmer, nutrient-poor waters into the region.
During the course of our research, we found three main findings. One being a declining krill population, two being the disruption of the East Australian current, and three being the forced change in migratory pathways along the New South Wales coast forced by global warming. Blue whales may experience an energy deficit and have to travel farther for large enough feedings once the Eastern Australian current pushes enough warm water south that it blocks cold, nutrient-dense water where krill mature. Once the water warms, the migratory pathway along the continental shelf in New South Wales will pull blue whales farther and force them into cooler water elsewhere, strengthening this energy deficit. The issue is that there's already low genetic diversity in blue whales due to past climate events, and this may confound the climate-related stressors. We need further research to isolate the changes in whale populations due to climate change or this genetic drift.
Although research shows that climate change is affecting blue whales in New South Wales, major knowledge gaps remain. First, population size is uncertain because estimates rely on sightings, which miss whales traveling offshore. Second, there is limited data on whether warming waters are shifting migration timing, potentially disrupting feeding and breeding. We also lack clear information on which NSW submarine canyons blue whales use for feeding and how climate change is altering these habitats. Another gap involves genetics. Blue whales have low genetic diversity, but it's unclear how this affects their ability to adapt. Finally, it's difficult to separate climate-driven stress, such as krill decline, from genetic vulnerability.
Several recommendations can be made to improve the resilience of blue whale populations migrating through New South Wales. While climate change itself cannot be managed at a state level, local actions can significantly reduce stressors and help offset climate-driven declines in the viability of blue whale populations. Firstly, improving spatial protections around New South Wales is highly important, as current protected zones are static and do not adjust for the movement of krill populations or protect against disruptive human behavior such as heavy shipping and trawling. Secondly, we recommend implementing acoustic monitoring and satellite tagging systems to more accurately gauge blue whale populations, as current population monitoring is reliant on rare sightings. Thank you, and here are our references.